Popular AEW tag team could be splitting up soon. Also, we're talking about Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, and we got to talk about Dante Martin. If you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click subscribe. Timestamps in the description down below. So really quick, we're going to talk about Roman Reigns. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Roman Reigns and where is he when it comes to these WWE PLEs, these premium live events. You know, he's being pulled from them. They're not putting him on these cards unless it's one of the bigger pay-per-views. And honestly, I think this is a huge mistake for WWE to not have their world champion not be advertised as such. Now, for those who don't know, WWE Extreme Rules will be taking place in Philadelphia Saturday, October 8th, 2022. And yes, that is a couple months away, so we don't know exactly if Roman Reigns will still be champion by then. But I found this to be incredibly interesting because WWE is no longer advertising him for the card. In fact, for the promotional material, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, and Matt Riddle are all being advertised. Now, I just think the idea of the world champion missing these pay-per-views, I get the idea is to make him feel more like a special attraction for when he does show up. But with WWE already having Brock Lesnar part-time, and obviously we know Randy Orton is hurt and he's missing from television. When you add Roman Reigns, the top guy, not being on these shows, I think it definitely impacts the company. And honestly, if Roman Reigns is still champion by then, I would really, really like for WWE, honestly, to just put him on the pay-per-views. Start building programs, start building legitimate opponents for him. He's going to be at Clash at the Castle. But that's taking place Labor Day weekend, so there is a good chance that maybe he drops the belt by then and then perhaps takes time or break away from the show. But nonetheless, Roman Reigns appears to be pulled from these PLEs. I'm not exactly sure as to why, but nonetheless, it is what it is. With that being said, I want to turn our attention to Dante Martin. Some really big news for Deadlock Pro Wrestling, as it looks like they have secured a very big singles matchup for Diego Hill versus Dante Martin. This is going to be awesome. Honestly, this is probably going to be a hell of a match, and I can't wait to see it. Deadlock Pro Wrestling, Believe the Hype, takes place Saturday, August 6th, 2022 at Holzhauser Building in Raleigh, North Carolina. Guys, this is going to be a must-see match. If you guys watch Deadlock at all, you guys know that they have been putting together some really amazing matches in recent months. And honestly, this is great. Not only does AEW give their wrestlers the freedom to go to other promotions, but a promotion like Deadlock securing Dante Martin is just great news in general. This is great for pro wrestling. As you guys know, I'm a huge advocate for all of these wrestling promotions. And, you know, Deadlock may not be on the same scale as AEW or WWE, but the way that they distribute their content and the way that they've built their audience is definitely a good thing. I think Dante Martin and Diego Hill are going to have a great match. So when this happens, make sure you guys get your eyes on the product. Dante Martin is making his Deadlock Pro Wrestling debut. They've had quite a few big names show up in recent months, but to me, I think this is truly going to be hype. So I can't wait to see it. And if you guys like pro wrestling, you're definitely not going to want to miss it. All right, guys, I want to talk to you about Sasha Banks. As you know, I've been keeping up to date with all of the rumors and everything that has been happening surrounding Sasha Banks. If you guys missed it, I actually spoke a little bit about this on my Twitch channel today in the afternoon. I was live on twitch.tv/AngoTV. Make sure you guys check it out. We're always doing wrestling talk. It's your guys' show to chat and communicate and ask questions. C2E2 Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo actually put out a tweet today. Basically, this is what it says. Please join us in welcoming our next C2E2 guest, Mercedes Varnado, in parentheses, Sasha Banks. Whether you've seen her in the ring or as Casca Reeves in The Mandalorian, you are not going to want to miss out on this photo and autograph opportunity. Buy yours now. And just to give you an idea, the cost associated with this is actually not that bad. For a photo op, it's $90. At table, autograph is $70. In comparison to WWE meet and greets, this is obviously a lot more affordable. And this is the first big announcement post WWE for Sasha Banks. So for a lot of people who were curious as to what is happening with Sasha Banks, despite the fact that WWE has not publicly mentioned anything about a release, this is not being co-promoted with WWE. This is not being Sasha Banks She is not being promoted as Sasha Banks in this situation. She is being promoted as her true self, Mercedes Varnado. So again, this is another good indication that she's no longer with the WWE. This is a great opportunity for you guys to go and meet her. It's a Saturday and Sunday. C2E2 is always big. AEW wrestlers are always there as well. So I'm just saying, just keep your eyes peeled for that. You never know what might come out of it. But of course, Sasha Banks leaving WWE, it appears every single day that there is some sort of new information in which it appears that Sasha Banks is no longer with the company. And you know what? To me, this is just a hint at a future within Hollywood. The fact that she is being more so recognized for her work as not just a wrestler, but also from The Mandalorian, tells me that Sasha Banks and her crossover into Hollywood will definitely make sense. And as time goes on, I'll keep you guys updated. And for our final story of today's video, guys, we are giving you a big update on Santana and Ortiz. This is something that I talked about last week. There were some rumors that Mike Santana would possibly be leaving the company. And then I provided another update in which Tony Khan responded publicly to all of the rumors and mentioned his injury and he'll be taking care of him long term. Now these rumors appear to be true, that very well the relationship between Santana and Ortiz could be having some issues. So for those who don't know, Conan was talking about this when he was asked about the rumors about them no longer being on good terms. Conan actually said on the Keeping It 100 podcast, they are not on good terms. And this basically confirms a lot because everybody knows their relationship is relatively close. Now, we don't know if Santana is going to sign a new contract with AEW. We don't know if he's going to be leaving AEW. Obviously, with him being injured, this is a very weird situation going on because technically AEW could just have them both go on singles runs. At least right now for Ortiz, with Santana being hurt, this could be an opportunity for him to show himself in a singles role. I think both of them are great. I think both of them are great together. And it's really a shame that we never saw Proud and Powerful actually become AEW Tag Team Champions. And that is something that is mind-boggling to me. Now, as far as what these issues stem from, I don't know. And to be honest with you, nobody's really talking about what's the deeply rooted issue here. But if they're not getting along, if they're having issues, and, this is something that it's going to lead to a split, it makes sense. Now, there was some signs in recent months that they've had some issues because Santana and Ortiz were booking themselves independently in singles matches, and they haven't really worked too much together this year. So just kind of keep that in mind with everything happening here. Let me know what you guys think down below.